Good morning, everyone. This is Beena here, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, Business Analytics, Sri GVG Visalakshi College for Women, Vidumalpet. And in this session, in this presentation, we are going to discuss about the communication media from business communication subject. And in that communication media, we are going to learn about verbal type of communication. Okay. First, we have been going to discuss about communication. What is the communication? Meaning of communication. Communication is said to be nothing but exchanging facts, opinions, the emotions, and also the ideas, the informations between two or more persons. Only without a communication, even just a single minute of world cannot survive. Only by the means of communication, the people can exchange their own ideas, their own information, data with two or more persons. And the purpose of the communication is said to be nothing but in order to make known about what we know, what we keep in mind. We will be expressing the ideas what we know to another in the various types of various forms. That means we will be expressing through written format, in an oral format, or we will be making out the communication through signals and in the various body languages aspect. And that is a meaning of communication. Each and every second and each and every moment does not move without a communication. Communication is one of the most important aspect of day-to-day activities. That too in an organization and that in the business, even though it is a small and also even though it is a small or a big organization, each and every aspect requires a formal communication and both an informal one. So in order to run and in order to deal, in order to achieve the organizational goal, proper communication aspect from top level to the bottom level management is required. The degree of accuracy is indicated by feedback. Only by feedback we are able to know about what the type of we will be expressing some ideas to another, and only after getting their feedback what we are expressing, we are able to know how much of extent of how they have been made known, how the receiver receives the information from us. And this is the meaning of communication. The communication is what I am expressing now. For example, I am expressing and also I am presenting the slide now. I am making a presentation and this is a form of communication. I am explaining the concept. This is a form of communication, and I can also receive the feedback from other side, and this by which the degree of accuracy can be achieved. Okay. And the next slide is media of communication. Media of communication is nothing but what is the type we have been the types of communication aspect we have been using to express the information or data. It is classified into verbal and non-verbal. Verbal comes under written and formal, and non-verbal been described under comes the audio and visual part, body languages, appearance, listening. Even a silence is a form of communication. When you, for example, when you enter or when you search or when we speak officially or when we speak with another, some of the people will be saying silence. Even silence is a form of communication. You are expressing your silence. So that is even a media of communication. And so in this presentation, we are going to discuss about verbal communication. Verbal communication has two subdivisions, written and oral. Written communication, the communication part is nothing but what we come across in day-to-day activities. It is not a new concept, and it is not one of the hectic, and it is not a new elaborations is be required for this. This is what we do in a day-to-day activities, and so it will be very familiar to understand, and easily we are able to know about the concept easily. Written communication is nothing but the messages we have been passing out through in a written concept, written format to others, to more or to the written communication we have been making known to two or more persons. And for example, we have been making a circular. We will be passing out the messages. Nowadays, we have been passing out the messages through emails, WhatsApp messages, Instagram messages, and in a written format. Even that is a kind of written communication. The written communication is nothing but it will be having a set of words so that the reader will be able to read the words and he will be acquiring the information through that. That is a written communication. Example, that is what I said is WhatsApp messages, emails, advertisement, pamphlets, posters. That the communication which is in a written format. and it is typically a formal one. Written communication is always a formal one, and it does not require it to be a formal, it will be a formal one. Okay, we can now see about the merits and the qualities of written communication. What are the benefits of the written communication? I am going to explain now, and it is accuracy and precise. For example, if you have been presenting a statistical data or in a numbers, not even a statistical data, the data which is to be in a written format is accurate. What you can say, for example, 99.6% per students submitted the feedback. This is when it is in a written format, it will be precise and clear, and the reader will be able to acquire the data in a precise format. There won't be any doubts and also any misunderstanding in that. So it is accurate. And the next point is the written communication is permanent. It is a permanent record. When you write and also make a file of it, it is a permanent record, so that you can verify it later or later, and you can keep it as a record purposes. And in that time the data would, for example, when I say 99.6, there will be a chances of misunderstanding. 99 what will be that, 99.6 or 7 or 8, but when it is in a written format, it is a record, so that you can make it as a accurate one. So it is a permanent record. The next point is legal document. Even though written communication can be considered as a legal document, for example, if you, in case of when you are been going to any legal purposes, the written format, or when a circular is being made, when it is, so it can be considered as a legal document against any fraudulent activities. When it is a written format, there will be less chances of misunderstanding and fraudulent activities. Assignment of responsibilities. Assignation of responsibilities is easy when the written communication is to be made. And okay, the next point is reach large number of people simultaneously. When the advertisement pamphlet is to be printed, when one pamphlet is to be printed, and I can make it I can make it this possible to each and every student in my class. For example, in my class there have been 60 students. When I print a pamphlet or an advertisement, I can pass it on to each and every that one advertisement, that one particular paper, to the 60 number of students. So by this type, I can know the messages to that particular person. Helps to fix responsibilities. It is very much easy to fix the responsibilities when it is a written format of communication in an organization. For example, when an organization is to be made, when an organization draws a chart of what are the responsibilities has to be made, what is to be not assigned, and what are the activities has to be carried on, it is much easier to see